Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Not So Fan. I just got out from watching Planet of the Apes and was a beautiful film. Beautiful from beginning to end. Um this movie, just from the beginning, you have the soldiers in the woods and like looking for Caesar, and they end up finding this outpost with a few apes in the war. Just how the war starts, and they show you the bullets flying around and how some apes are dying. And when Caesar shows up with his crew after they basically killed the soldiers, and just him showing up, just his presence alone, that was it for me, because just from this movie, every time Caesar, his presence is shown, it's something else. Like from the beginning, when he shows up, you just see anger in his face. Then we move forward from him giving, like, him showing soldiers, that trying to show the humans that he's not like them, showing mercy to these humans, and they run away. But from that, there was other apes involved, trying to kill other apes. And it just reminded me of this few shows I watch and movies, and when it comes to slavery and the Holocaust, you would have slaves, and also just with the slavery thing, you would have also with the Holocaust Jews that would basically, it's not out of fear but out of survival, they would choose to work for the bad side and kill their own, but it was out of survival. And you would have, in this movie, you have apes doing the same thing. And it was just, all these things were going through my mind with just watching this movie, and it is a beautiful film. This is one scene where Caesar, after his family's betrayed, after the ape, when ape betrayed him, and his son and his wife end up getting killed, it's like at this moment you would expect him to wallow and just cry and tear, but it's just at this time anger just takes over. And one thing Maury said about him after that happened, he was just like Koba from Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. But you realize, like, at this point, this guy just so as a man, but he just lost his wife and his son, and he didn't give himself time to grieve. It was just anger at that point, and it was just beautiful. And when they meet Nova, the little girl, it's like, at this point, Caesar already kind of lost is losing his humanity, and Maurice is kind of like the voice of reasoning. And the little girl, you could see that's what I got from it. And the little girl is like kind of like, I would say, heart. Maurice is reasoning, and the little girl's heart. And he's having vision of Koba. I don't know how, but this is what I got from this movie. And just Matt Reeves did a great job with all this type of stuff. But and one thing people complain about, because the title was War for the Planet of the Apes, but you got to understand, what I got from this film, yes, it's called War for the Planet of the Apes, but at the end, if you watch the ending of the movie, the war wasn't really between the apes and human. It was just human. We have a tendency of destroying ourselves, whether it's a pursuit of knowledge or war, or just because somebody don't look like us, we end up destroying ourselves no matter what. And out of fear, even though Caesar doesn't want war, but out of fear we keep pursuing war, and from the virus that's changing other humans and they're losing their voice, and out of fear other humans end up killing each other, and from that they're fighting amongst each other. For now you have three wars going on: humans fighting human, changing into losing, into some type of new type of low level class human. Then you have humans fighting human, and out of this is you get War for the Planet of the Apes. And all Caesar wants to do is protect his own. And he even said plenty of time to the humans, all he wants is to protect his apes. He doesn't want the war. But us as human, we don't understand that. As a kid, when I watched the when I watched the original Planet of the Apes, even with the one with Mark Wahlberg, I always kind of sided with the human side. I always thought the ape were the evil one. But watching this from the first Planet of the Apes to Dawn of the Planet to this one, you kind of you see it. What the problem is? The problem is not that the apes, they just want to live, and humans, out of fear, even though there's a virus, instead of trying to focus on fixing the virus, they're so focused on what in front of them, the fear that the apes are gonna take over. And even with the little girl, when they find that little girl, Maurice shows you that not only Maurice, I forgot the other ape's name, Cornelius, I think. They show you, Cornelius. They show you that they're not bad. They have humanity in them. They're able to take care of that little girl, even though they just met her. This is, and it's just humans. Just, oh man, I don't know how to put it, but the transition from this movie, from the Rise of Planet of the Apes, Dawn of Planet of the Apes, from Caesar starting off to just a young ape learning, full of life, to being caged because he started to change, and to him from Dawn of the Planet becoming a leader, and to this one, him being a leader, and you see all that in his face every time. One thing they do in the movie, every time they focus on Caesar, you could see all of the emotion in his face, from him being a war torn out ape. Like, you can see the struggle in his face, from losing his family. He just worn out, anger, despair, and all that in his face. Then from him so focused on revenge and losing the respect of his ape, but him getting it back because he's willing to sacrifice himself for his ape, is just beautiful. And at the end of the movie, sorry, a spoiler right here, and you could see in his face that even though every second they talked, you could hear them, but that one last time Caesar did that, you could see he had peace. It was relief. You could see that he finally was at peace. And this movie, I'll give it 100 out of 100. It is a very good movie. Don't go in there thinking you're gonna get a war movie. If it's a thinking movie, you have to sit down and watch and pay attention to every detail, from scenery, pictures, and it is a thinking movie, and it is a very beautiful movie. It is called War of the Planet of the Apes, like I said before, but it's so much more into it. Beautiful movie. Like I said before, 100 out of 100. I would suggest anybody to go watch it. Oh man. Well guys, this was my review for War for the Planet of the Apes. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I will be seeing y'all soon with more reviews and reaction.